Hi, I'm Rainer, and welcome to my training room. So today I am going to assemble this Athearn blue box. It's a 3-dome tank car, shell tank car. I bought this at a train show. I think I paid $5 for it. Now, this car doesn't look like it's been assembled before, but somebody has opened the package. So all the little parts that are supposed to be in this little bag are not in the bag, but they do appear to be floating around in the box here. So I'm really hoping everything is here. So I'm just going to pull all the parts out so I can kind of see. And so this is the bottom frame of the car. Here we have the bottom part of the tank. This is the upper part of the tank, obviously. This is the other part of the frame. Kind of goes on the bottom here. I'll figure that out in a bit, but I think, yeah, that fits on the top bottom there. The brake wheel is there. Trucks are here. You can tell it's an old kit, been in some moisture, even though it's never been assembled or used. There's rust on the axles, plastic wheels. What I'm going to do right off the bat though is I'll probably use the trucks, but I have a new set of metal wheels here that I'm going to put on there because it'll just roll nicer with those. And I'm trying to make this into a nice rolling car. Horn hood couplers are in the box. I'm not going to use those. I'm going to put a set of knuckle couplers on them, and just trying to make it a good running car. It's another part here. I'll figure what that out is what that is later. Another part of the railing for the top. And the important part is the screws that hold the trucks on are here. One's longer than the other, so I hope that they're all okay. If not, I'll have to dig through the box. Here's the little things for the warning labels or whatever they are on them. So, and here is a ladder. I think I saw the other one in here somewhere too. Maybe gone under this other cardboard. Let's hope. Yep, there's some more parts there. So let's get those all out. And hopefully we have everything in here. So I am going to replace the couplers with knuckle couplers. So I'm not going to use the plastic horn hood couplers, and I will put metal wheels and axles in there instead of the plastic wheels on the rusty axles. The rusty axles don't really matter because as long as they spin free, but the metal wheels are really what matters. The other thing that I'm going to do is, these cars generally are a little bit light, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the weight of the car, kind of get the overall weight of it once I get it kind of partially assembled. I have some weights here that are used for balancing car tires. I can use those and put those inside the tank. I'll stick them to this metal plate inside the car and make sure they're fastened securely. They are peel and stick. Sometimes I put a little bit of extra glue on them just to make sure they don't go anywhere. And I have a scale here for measuring it. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing, is assembling this car. They're fairly easy to assemble. The instructions are all here. Let's see how this goes, and hopefully this is helpful to somebody if they're looking at these things at train shows. And as I mentioned in my last video, this is an affordable way to get train cars. So now I'm going to show you what I can do with just a $5 car and making it into something that's going to run nicely on the tracks with proper knuckle couplers and metal wheels. So let's see how this goes. First thing I did was to try to figure out an approximate weight for the car once assembled. So I just put most of the parts on the scale and weighed it. Now the NMRA, the National Model Railroad Association, has a recommendation for HO scale cars that you start out with a base weight of 1 ounce and then add a ½ ounce of weight for each inch of car length. So this is a 6-inch car, so that means it should be 1 ounce plus 6 times a half an ounce, so 1 ounce plus 3 ounces, so it's 4 ounces is what they say the minimum weight should be for this. So I decided after I measured the weight that I would put in 7 1/4 ounce weights, and I would attach those to the steel plate. So the first thing I did was, they have a self-adhesive like peel and stick glue on the back of the wheel weight, so I put those on the metal plate. Plus I put a little bit of super glue on there just in case, so the weights aren't flopping around inside the train car later when I'm using it. Next step was to glue the top and bottom halves of the tank shell together, and then the weights end up inside the tank by doing that. So I did that, put it together, just put a little bit of solvent cement on the edges to make sure the thing doesn't pop apart. The next step was I took the 2 halves of the frame, flipped it upside down, and installed the coupler. So you put the springs in, the couplers. Just make sure that you're thinking about this the right way, that you have it upside down, so the hooks that hang down from the knuckle couplers actually are pointing up when it's upside down, so you don't put it in backwards. That can happen very easily if you're not thinking about it. So put those in, and then I just put a couple of drops of glue on there to glue those 2 halves together, making sure you don't actually accidentally glue the couplers into a position where they can't move. After that, once the glue on the tank had set enough, I turned the tank upside down and then glued the frame to the tank. I used a little bit of super glue on it. It looked like there was supposed to be one more screw in the middle, but I was missing that screw, but that's okay. With the super glue, it'll hold it together. I then switched the plastic wheels on the trucks to metal wheels, put my new metal wheels on the trucks, and then screwed the trucks into place with the 2 screws that I did have with the kit. After that, it was just a matter of flipping it right side up and attaching the details. Now, quickly discovered that the little holes that the railing is supposed to push into at the center of the tank go through the ladders and into the holes. Didn't seem to actually fit the railing, so I have a small drill bit in a pin vise, and I just reamed out those holes a little bit and put them in, and got that to all fit in. Last details was the brake wheel and stand on the one end, and then the little warning sign things that go on the ends. There are 4 warning signs with this thing. I got 2 of them on the ends. 2 of them still need to be put on, but other than that, it is a functional train car at this point. So that's about all it takes to put together one of these Athearn train cars. It's just very simple instructions, just kind of an exploded view, just put it together. The only thing I differed on was from the instructions was that I put different couplers in, I put metal wheel sets on, and I put extra weight in it to give it a little bit of weight so it tracks better on the tracks. Between the metal wheels, the extra weight, that should keep it on the tracks a lot better than it would have just built that way. Another very useful tool is one of these Kadee coupler height gauges. Just put it down and you can make sure your couplers are all at the right height. And if for some reason the coupler was at the wrong height, you can get different couplers with an offset that moves the coupler up or down. The other thing you can do to change the coupler height is to put small ring, like little washers in between the trucks and the frame of the car. So if you put a washer in there, that will raise the whole body and the coupler up higher if your coupler is too low. So there are ways of adjusting it. Fortunately, with these Athearn cars, if you use the Kadee number 5 couplers, the height is usually pretty much dead on, I found, when I assemble these cars, as long as you assemble them properly. So fairly simple assembly, and for a $5 car, that's not too bad. I now have a $5 car plus a little bit of extra money in some metal wheels and some knuckle couplers, and that should go on the layout, and it should run just fine. Anyway, hopefully this is helpful to somebody. Don't be afraid of these $5 or whatever you can get them for, these Athearn blue box cars, because they're actually not bad little cars and they look pretty good, and with the proper couplers and wheels they do run really well as well. So hopefully this is helpful to somebody, and don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time.